Why do I do this to myself? Are men being silenced in this time? Can they not talk? My answer is that is preposterous. Men are not being silenced, they're being replied to, and there's now repercussions for what they say, and some men can't take it. For centuries, women face something much closer to actual silencing than men aren't facing now. Centuries suppressed, held back, no vote, no say in the home, no say in the workplace, and that's not to suggest that these things are not happening or still occurring now, but men over the last 20 to 30 years have had to deal with women having a response, women speaking more. And after women putting up with just the man's way of thinking ruling the world for centuries, man want to cry now because women are responding. Listen, I don't care whether the response makes sense to you or not. People have a right to respond. Man are out here talking about, oh, man get cancelled if they say what they feel. Cancelled from what? If you work in Tesco. Unless you have a job specifically in the media industry, your misogynistic comments are lost in the sea of comments on blog pages. So how are you cancelled? Stop begging it. And even for those of us where there are repercussions to what we say, guess what, buddy? That's life. If you say something and a place of business decides that they would not like to employ you based on your ideologies on life because it does not align with theirs, that's their right. Just like it's your right to say whatever you said. You're not being silenced. You're being held accountable. Every time I talk, man call me a simp. Every time. They don't even listen to what I have to say. That doesn't mean that I can't talk. It just means I might not get a favorable response. Simple. So there's a lot of men now asking for a ceasefire. We need to allow all these gender wars and come back together. We need to be together. Unity. Which unity? Because not all unity is great for all parties involved. Don't talk to me about unity until you tell me the terms. Because if it's to go back to the way things were, where women aren't saying anything whilst they are being physically, emotionally, and financially abused, then no. Let the arguments continue and the points be raised until actual common ground is found with accountability on both sides. Can't trick me with the we need to stop hating on men rhetoric. You got to behave in a way that people don't have to hate on first. And lastly, man may wonder why I always go in on men. I talk about women too, but they don't see those ones. But to be fair to them, it's rare. If you expect me to talk about men and women 50% of the time each, that will never happen, because that would be to suggest that women are 50% of the problem in this world. And that is preposterous. Who does the most killing, sexual abusing, stealing, pillaging, and warring of nations in this world? Which gender is it setting a bar of masculinity for itself in terms of how much money and how much girl a man needs to get to be relevant in the society, which then when men fail leads them to doubt themselves, question themselves, and even do harm to themselves, whether it's turning to a life of crime or pointing something at themselves? I'll wait. No, I won't. Men, nobody is killing us or hurting us more than ourselves. Nobody. When I talk about men all the time, it's not because I hate men. It's because I want us to look at the mirror and want us to see what we're doing to ourselves. I refuse to sit online talking about girls wanting Birkin bags and finessing man and OnlyFans, or even the worst, not letting man see their kids when half these men ain't even spoken to a lawyer once. I refuse to be talking about that 50% of the time when a lot of us are out here killing, sexually abusing, financially blackmailing women and each other. We have to look at ourselves. Why are we so desperate for power and control and authority that when women finally speak up, we would call it silencing? To call it silencing is actually an attempt to silence the woman who just started talking after listening to us speak for centuries. So yes, go on, call me a simp, but I just can't join the rest of you on calling 1 + 1 5. Women are not divine angels sent from above that can do no wrong. But in my opinion, looking at the world, we just got more work to do. And I think it's wet to be pointing the finger at another gender before I point the finger at myself and my own. Peace.